Welcome back to the channel. Got Coach Mike here with me. We're gonna go through today how to help you hit it more solid, take away those heavy shots, and have a bit more fun when you're playing. Stay tuned. We're looking forward to sharing this with you. Wanted to go through why you might be dropping your backswing, and then obviously that's gonna cause some inconsistent issues, maybe some heavy shots, maybe some thin shots, because you're gonna have to react from that out of position backswing. So I got Mike here. He's going to help go through this with us. Mike's a great coach. He's going to be helping out with the Obsessed Golf Club. So first we're going to look at, okay, are we dropping because what the lower body's doing? Again, you got to make sure you understand what's right for you with the body movement assessment, understanding what your hips are capable of doing. But in this first one, are you dropping because of how your lower body's moving? We're going to start with fault number one next. Okay, so we got Mike here demoing. The tendency here is if we're hitting end range of that back hip in the backswing. So show me the start of the backswing there, Mike. So as we go here, so if Mike hits end range, so kick this knee in, like do the other way actually, like do the, if I don't let that knee move, okay, keep winding. So at this point, Mike's hitting range of this hip. Yeah. So if I start, now bend this knee. Okay, so if I start lowering, so basically I've created max range, and then as I go up to the top, this is him taking some tension out by lowering. Okay, so when he lowers his lower body like that by adding knee flex, that's gonna make it way harder to hit. So start again, Mike. Yeah. So show me that slow backswing, hit end range, and then add knee flex as you go up. So you're going the opposite of what you wanna do, right? And you can see here, do one more, Mike. So watch his head height, okay? So this is just moving, that's related to how he's moving his knees because he's not able to use his hip properly, okay? So in this one, so go back to the start. So if that's your tendency, if you feel like you're sinking too much as you get back, try to start to let that leg extend. We're not straightening it, we're extending it because this hip is getting taller, okay? So if I'm here and I'm pulling Mike's hip up, go ahead, show me the demo, Mike. So if I'm pulling Mike's hip up to the sky, so you can see how that's lengthening that trail leg, and then you do one on your own, and you're gonna see here, if he does that feel, focused on the lower body, now he's not dropping, he's actually maybe even getting slightly taller, but he's doing it in an efficient way. Mike's got pretty good range of motion in his hip, so he's not hitting end range when we're doing that demo. Make sure you know what's right for you. If you are hitting end range, you might have to play around with that foot position, but we do not want to see those knees starting to drive down in the early part of the backswing. That's going to be a big factor in consistency. And if I lower in the downswing, I'm going to have to either make a compensation by standing up, or I'm going to hit a heavy shot. So you got to make sure you understand that process for how the legs and the lower body's moving in backswing. Okay, so now we're talking about, are we lowering or dropping too much of the backswing because of what the upper body's doing? Okay, so Mike's in a demo here. If we hit end range, or we're not able to turn our chest, or we're trying not to turn our chest, so basically Mike's upper thoracic is turned right to about here. So if I say, okay, Mike, don't let this turn anymore, how are you gonna get your hands up to the top? So usually what I see there is the upper body start to drop down.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
Does it? Yeah, so we lit up his lead side on that one. So again, if I reference the top of his head, show me slow, this is doing, if the upper body doesn't turn and we add too much lead side bend, so now he's adding tons of stretch under that lat. It's a hard position to be in. So now show me the start of backswing. So if we're able to let our upper body rotate, again, depending on you, and that can factor into your setup and how we cue this, but if he's able to turn this, now show me as you get to the top, feel like the chest keeps turning as you get taller. So you can see Mike hasn't dropped there. He's created a bit bigger range. How does the lead side feel now?
Way freer.
Way more
free. Space.
Yeah. So less down into the ball. Visually, it probably feels like you have more space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tons. Yeah.
So just like before, if the lower body's dropping, we're gonna have to find space in the downswing. If the upper body's dropping, we're also gonna have to find space in the downswing. Maybe face the camera, Mike, and just show them that demo.
Yeah, this is a good way to see it too, because when I do the one Ty first demonstrated, it's like this.
So you can see that's creating a massive stretch here because we're not able to use the rotation. And then usually when he starts coming down from that position, you're gonna be in that sort of over the top or out to in pattern. So, and then you're gonna have to react, right? Now show me a good one. So this is us letting the chest turn as we feel like we're getting taller, the head stays taller. Now we have all this space in that transition move to bring that club from a better spot. So it's gonna give us a lot better odds to be consistent. Golf is hard. We wanna make it as easy as possible and give you the best chance to be successful. So that's really important, understanding, okay, are we dropping because of what the upper body's doing? If you're not sure what your upper body can do, make sure you check out the body movement assessment on the Obsessed Golf Club. Okay, so in fault number 3, this is our body reacting to the weight of the club and where our hands are moving. So this is a tendency I see a lot when players are lowering. So Mike, show me that takeaway where that's improper, where we start moving our hands way behind our body. So do it one more time from the start. You can, if you watch the height of Mike's head, you can see how it's starting to drop because the weight of his hands are moving behind him, and that's causing his upper body to start to tip forward to offset sort of the mass of his hands and the club moving that far behind his body. So now show me a good one, Mike. If we're able to take this club a little bit more neutral and the hands travel a little straighter back, there's gonna be a range here, depends again on you. So it's sort of here, maybe out to here for some players, depending on what's the ideal shot shape for you. But if we get it, say, relatively neutral there, that position, right? So if I'm moving Mike around, yeah, there we go. So we got, now we're pretty balanced in that position. Show me the bad one. So if I get it way too deep and I start moving this way, like Mike's definitely coming into the ball. And then again, we're gonna have to react because we've changed our head position so much. We're gonna have to find space somewhere in the downswing. We don't have that much time. It's gonna make it a lot harder. So I'm gonna give you a drill here to help sort of each of those areas so you can get into a bit better backswing position. Okay, this is a drill that sort of touches on all 3 of those pieces. Again, it's tough in golf without knowing you and your tendencies in your body to be very specific for you, but this is a pretty good drill that sort of touches on those 3 areas that we talked about if you're dropping too much in the backswing. So show me that setup, Mike. So Mike's gonna walk us through what he does in this drill. So you show me, as you take it back, what are we gonna do?
So I fold my arms up just over my shoulder so it's super easy, and just focus on a good turn from there.
Right, so you can see his head is staying level. This, and you can notice, so show me one where you do that same backswing move, like the drill. Okay, and add a bit of knees as you go to the top. So you'll really feel if you add that, okay? And it's the same thing. So show me if you end up with too much side bend. So if we add too much side bend, you'll feel what this is like that, obviously not very comfortable position.
Yeah.
Where do you feel that the most?
You feel a ton, either stretch on this side, then compressing this right side or lead side a lot.
Yeah, so face the camera, that might be a good one to see from face on. So if I go to do that turn, and you can see he's adding, that's more, I say that's more tilt than turn. Okay, now show me one where we do a good job of that.
So I take my setup, fold my arms over.
Perfect, so now we're getting sort of, because of the forward bend at address that he has in his setup. So when you're doing that drill, I don't want you standing up. You're gonna stay in the golf setup, and then you're gonna create that rotation, which is gonna lead to that correct amount of lead side bend. And then obviously, when the arms extend, now they're in front of the chest a little bit more. So do that from down the line, Mike. Now we're talking about the hand position. Again, this is a drill that sort of covers the 3 areas that we talked about on why you might drop. So you get a good rotation, then you push your hands out, and that's gonna get them in a good position in front of the body. And then that's gonna allow us to be able to move nicely through impact. Do you wanna do one where you go up and hit that, Mike?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the drill. He's in his setup, he pushes his hands away from him.
See it.
Yeah, and you don't have to smoke it, but just go ahead and hit one. So we're able to he's created an immense amount of space there through impact. That's gonna lead to more consistency. When we're looking at the backswing, the more the head's dropping down and coming up or getting out of position, the harder it is to repeat. Our head movement, it's okay to move it a little bit. If you're dropping too much, usually a tendency that's gonna cause it very hard to be consistent, and sometimes some heavy shots or some thin shots. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I hope this helps you get better. If you want any more help for your game, make sure you check out the obsessedgolfclub.com.